Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, a faction of President Duterte's political party, PDP-Laban, is backing the candidacy of Bongbong Marcos. But PDP-Laban Chairman Senator Koko Pimentel believes the endorsement shows the illegitimacy of the group. Malacañang says it's still unclear if President Duterte is personally endorsing Marcos. PDP-Laban Cusi Wing Secretary General Melvin Matibag and PDP-Laban Pacquiao Wing Chairman Koko Pimentel join us live. The Cusi faction of ruling political party PDP-Laban announces its support for presidential candidate Bongbong Marcos, but it is still unclear if President Rodrigo Duterte is personally endorsing Marcos. The party's other faction also slams the move, saying it is not consistent with PDP-Laban's historical role in the anti-dictatorship struggle. Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have PDP-Laban Chairman and Senator Koko Pimentel. Senator Pimentel, welcome to The Source. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Pinky. Naimbag na bigat, maimbuntag sa tanan. Magandang umaga po.
Maimbuntag, sir. Were you first surprised by the decision of the PDP-Laban Cusi Wing endorsing BBM?
We have anticipated that actually. And I pity their group because they have been trying to sell their group to a presidential candidate. I think Bongbong Marcos is their fourth choice for president already. So if you look at their past actions, they have been trying to sell their group as a formidable group. Kuno.
So you pity them, sir, you were saying.
Yes, I pity them, but they're doing. They did that yesterday for the media value, the propaganda value. That's why they made sure they were well covered by media, by the news organizations. But that is the only value of what they did. The legitimate PDP-Laban members, those who have been with us for a long time, know the history of the PDP-Laban, why and when it was formed, the 5 basic party principles, the basic objective of federalism, the personalities who sacrificed for the party. Some were jailed and some even died for the struggle in the name of democratic values. So alam po namin yun. And these people who I now see on the screen, almost all of them we never saw before in the struggle during Marcos martial law, and even the past decade. So
yeah, but this is but Senator, these are the same people who joined PDP-Laban after President Rodrigo Duterte won as president in 2016.
Some of them joined during the campaign of 2016. Some after, and most of the people I see there must have joined after already the split with Secretary Cusi claiming to be the new leader of the party. So these are illegitimate people. This is an illegitimate group.
You were talking a while ago about really the history of PDP-Laban. It was formed to fight the Marcos dictatorship. And knowing what you know now, this endorsement by this group, the Cusi Wing, personally, how do you feel about that?
Well, they are misusing the name of the party, illegitimately using it. They're destroying the party to the ground. And I know what will happen after the elections. This group or the leadership of this group will definitely jump to the political party of the winner. So ganyan din po yung mangyayari dyan. That's why the legitimate PDP-Laban will prepare for the long haul. After the elections, we will have to rebuild the party. These people are just doing some media spectacle for election purposes para po mapansin ng mga kandidato. Kung makachamba sila na yung kanilang sinusuportahan ay manalo, sana maalala sila. Yun po yung mga purposes nila dyan. Kung hindi manalo yung manok nila, tatalon yan sa partido kung sino man ang nanalo. Yan po ang aming fearless forecast.
And basically, they will abandon this group of PDP-Laban.
For sure. That's very for sure. I already told Secretary Cusi about that when we were having some of our meetings before. I told them, I know what will happen after elections. You will leave us, and I know on whose shoulder the rebuilding of the party will be on. No? So it will be on my shoulder because kami naman ang mga invested in the party, blood, sweat, tears, sacrifice, years. Yan po, time, energy. Yan po ang amin na ibigay.
I just want to bring forth what Secretary Cusi was saying, because every time we talk about the foundation or the origin, why PDP-Laban was formed, he was saying that we are moving forward, according to Secretary Cusi. Kasi pag lagi daw yung the past, yung aming iniisip, and we live by the past, ay walang mangyayari sa atin. Kailangan na daw mag-move forward.
Pero kailangan natin ng prinsipyo. Hindi pwedeng transactional, linalako mo ang partido. Pang-apat, basta reminder lang po sa lahat, especially genuine PDP-Laban members. Pang-apat na po na presidential candidate ito na nahanap ng grupo ni Secretary Cusi. So hindi ba pruweba yan na linalako, minibenta ang kanilang grupo? So this is transactional politics. We cannot move on with transactional politics. Walang mangyayari sa Pilipinas. We have to have some principles. Kaya that's why, actually, that's the reason why we have political parties. To outlast the lifespan of human beings, so that
of politicians.
The politicians, so that principles will be the main topic, not personalities.
I wanted to get, though, your reaction after this endorsement of the Cusi wing. Is an endorsement or a support for a candidate on the right track without its chairman, President Rodrigo Duterte, endorsing the same candidate yet, or maybe not even in the future?
And without following processes specified in your party constitution. So that is what is really happening. It's actually a Cusi-led, Secretary Cusi-led group, and they just follow him to where he brings them. And ulitin ko, pang-apat na po na ito na presidential candidate ni Secretary Cusi. So I hope, tanungin na siya ng kanyang mga miyembro, is this your final answer? So kung final answer na yan, wrong answer pa. Kasi yung napili niya, antithesis or the opposite of what the party stands for. So it betrays his lack of knowledge about everything PDP-Laban. Wala siyang alam sa PDP-Laban.
Senator, I know that Senator Manny Pacquiao was also saying that, no? But ang tanong ko po is, tama ho ba sa inyong palagay that a party endorses a candidate without the approval or the support yet of its chairman, President Rodrigo Duterte?
Hindi nga tama, because that should have been part of the process. But still, there's an additional step that they should make, which is to also consult the members. Kasi nga, kung PDP-Laban ka, you really believe in our fifth basic principle, consultative and participatory democracy. This group led by Secretary Cusi, wala na silang pakialam sa processes, party principles. They just bring the name of the party and they follow their leader wherever he brings them. And uulitin ko, this is their fourth choice of presidential candidate. And I hope this is their last and final answer. Pero wrong answer pa rin.
I'll ask that kay Melvin Matibag later. So basically, sir, with this, just moving forward, I guess the question still remains on who the COMELEC will authorize as the legitimate PDP-Laban. But we need to take a very short break. The source will be right back. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our guest today, Senator Koko Pimentel. Sir, I just want to bring this in. No, when you were saying that they need to consult the party, the camp of Secretary Cusi will definitely say that they consulted its members. In fact, this decision of theirs was signed by all except, I believe, one. Si Ben Ebardone, the Vice President for the Visayas, who threw his support rather, kay Vice President Lenny Robredo. So just to maybe pick your mind on this, sasabihin ko kasi nila at sinabi na nila that they have consulted their members. In fact, during the press con yesterday, they were saying that BBM is the one most aligned with the 11-point agenda of this PDP-Laban Cusi wing. Just a reaction on that.
Well, that's their propaganda. That is what they want to tell the people. But definitely, he is their fourth choice. Ulitin ko, fourth choice na yan eh. So, from the acts alone of this group, it's obvious that they've been offering the group to different presidential candidates and just waiting for who will bite their offer. So, well, ulitin ko po, the genuine, the legitimate PDP-Laban members, we do not think that way. Politics should never be transactional. We will support a presidential candidate who believes in our 5 basic principles plus the basic objective of federalism. And PDP-Laban has chosen in a formal process a party member, Senator Pacquiao, to be our standard bearer, candidate for president. Tapos na po yun. That has been long been determined and settled.
And now is the question on who the legitimate group is. Want to get your thoughts on, is it taking a while for the COMELEC to decide on this?
The case has been pending for a few months, I think. And the petition was filed by Secretary Cusi. So they want the COMELEC to recognize him as the new leader of the party. So, but the petition recognizes us as the current leadership of the party.
Yeah, but it still needs a resolution from the COMELEC, hindi ba? Because they basically want your faction to be considered the illegitimate one at sila po yung legitimate. My point is, this still has not been decided upon by the COMELEC.
Yeah, but the filing of a petition does not change or should not change the situation on the
current
ground.
Status.
There should continue to be the legitimate leadership of the party. Just a mere filing of a petition should not leave the party immediately leaderless or illegitimate. So that's it. That's the theory. That's why they filed the petition for them to be recognized. So in the meantime, they themselves admit that we are the Pacquiao-Pimentel group is the legitimate leadership of PDP-Laban.
All right. I just want to go to other topics, Senator Koko. No? Ito pong estate tax, I want to get your thoughts on this because even presidential candidate Ping Lacson had said, bakit ayaw ng BIR kolektahin yung pera? There's so much talk on ayuda. Nagkukulang po yung ayuda. 200 pesos, they say, is not enough. And in fact, the president increased this to 500, asking the Secretary of Finance to look for funds to be able to help the poorest of the poor, about 12 million or 13 million families. What is the stand? What is your stand here? What else should the BIR do? I just want to move this forward in order to be able to collect this supposed 203 billion pesos in estate taxes from the Marcoses.
Executive action na po ito because I think number one, the liability for unpaid estate tax has been fixed by the courts Therefore, it's just a matter now of enforcing the court decision. So that's why it's correct. It is correct to ask the BIR what has been happening.
Yeah, but do you think they're doing enough, sir? Because apparently what they told Action Democratico when they wrote a letter to BIR is that they sent a demand letter back in December 2021 for the payment of this estate taxes, but it's already March. So basically, it's been 3 months and still no collection. Do you think the BIR is moving fast enough, or would you say ganito talaga ang proseso kapag humihingi ka or nagde-demand ka ng bayad and it takes, quite a number of months before any resolution could be made on this?
Masyado mabagal, Pinky, and I think last December was just a letter, or what we can call a demand letter. So it's about time that actions are taken. Maybe a motion for execution, motion for garnishment, yung mga ganyan, executory processes na po. Especially sa BIR, actually meron sila diyang Bureau of Large Taxpayers. Ibig sabihin nun, importante yung mga malalaking taxes. So ganun, by analogy, this is estate tax liability of more than 200 billion pesos. I think ito one of its kind siguro ito. So dapat by analogy, that should have been assigned to a special team which will move quickly to enforce the winning judgment in favor of the BIR. Parang once in a lifetime record judgment. So it should have been to the credit of the current BIR leadership had they been able to execute on this judgment.
So do you think they're doing enough, sir? Kasi sabi niyo po kanina when I asked you regarding the pace, mabagal, sabi niyo. So there are options for them to take.
Yes. If demand letter lang letter writing lang po yung sa December. Yun ang pagkakaintindi ko. It's a letter. You can just type a letter, but you need action now to enforce the judgment. So you need to involve the court system here through motions for execution, garnishment, etc. Other legal documents to file.
All right. Senator Koko Pimentel, sir, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. And coming up, we'll speak to PDP-Laban Cusi Factions Secretary General Melvin Matibag after the break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our guest today, PDP-Laban Cusi Factions Secretary General Melvin Matibag. Sir Melvin, welcome back to The Source. Thank you so much for your time. Let me begin, sir. Endorsing BBM already for president. I heard part of the interviews yesterday during the press con, you were saying that BBM is the one really aligned with the 11-point agenda of your group. My question, sir, is I had Senator Koko Pimentel earlier. I'm not sure if you heard that interview, but he kept saying, sir, a number of times, please remember, pang-apat na pangulo na ito ng PDP-Laban Cusi wing. React to that, sir. What's your reaction to that?
Narinig ko nga yun, pero iniisip ko kung sino yung apat Kasi I know that Senator Bato filed, tapos si Senator Bongo, and now we're endorsing former Senator Bongbong Marcos. So tatlo lang yon. And actually it doesn't matter whether 3, 4, or 5, but at the end of the day, you choose who is the best candidate for the party. Kasi ito naman, dumaan naman sa proseso. There are endorsement from our local chapters. In fact, I was talking to the governors na talagang ang choice nila is si former Senator Bongbong Marcos. Mahaba pong proseso pinagdaanan bago po nakarating kay former Senator Bongbong Marcos. Hindi naman po ito basta na lang pinili. And I took a strong exception to sa sinasabi niya na transactional, yung politika. Hindi po ganon. Alam naman po ni Senator Pimentel yan na ang politika, there are a lot of dynamics. If he is really true to what he's saying na itong partido, tinayo, laban sa diktador, if you will look at the mga footages nyo noon, 2019 na campaign, he is seated beside Senator Amy Marcos. Inadopt ng PDP yan as a candidate with his consent. So huwag naman niya sabihin na ganito, na ngayon lang it doesn't suit his personal interest, sabihin niya ng ganito, ganyan. Hindi pwede na double standard ang ating pamantayan sa isang partido.
To the first point you made, no, sabi mo nga, I don't know bakit apat, tatlo lang to, and you identified the three, Senator Bongo, Senator Bato de la Rosa, and then BBM. But doesn't it feel like it doesn't seem that PDP-Laban had a solid candidate to begin with, that it took at least three candidates before an actual official endorsement that will actually push through?
Well, Ma'am Pinky, a lot of things happened. So, yung kay Senator Bato, he withdrew because there was already a decision for Senator Bongo to run for president. Ang nangyari naman kay Senator Bongo, because of personal reasons, ang sinasabi nga niya, yung family is the primus reason kung ba't di siya tatakbo. So, instead of ending up that we don't have a candidate, naganap kami doon sa mga candidates na pwedeng mag-endorso na angkop doon sa pamantayan ng PDP-Laban. At katunayan, sabi naman namin on our previous pronouncement, lahat naman halos ng kandidatong presidente been approaching us and getting the endorsement of PDP-Laban and of course the chairman of the party, si President Duterte. Lahat po yan. I don't want to name names pero sabihin ko na lang lahat naman po talaga nag-approach.
Lahat nag-approach para po i-endorse ninyo yung kandidato. Yes. So you're saying that let's go by ranking, that the group of VP Lenny sought the endorsement of the PDP-Laban Cusi wing?
Sabi nga, hindi ko pangalanan, pero better you ask them Tanungin mo sila
No, but you said, Sir Melvin, I'm just
ito.
clarifying it because you said all. Sabi niyo po kasi all So kung all po yan, lahat po. Including VP Lenny, including Isko Moreno, including Senator Manny Pacquiao at that.
I will stick to my statement, Ma'am Pinky, na lahat nag-approach talaga. Without naming names, so bala na lang sila kung anong sasabihin nila. But the records will reveal na sila. If you will see my Viber messages, makikita mo doon.
Padala niyo sa akin para makita ko. Okay, so when you say
papakita ko na lang sa iyo. Pero wag na lang nating pangalanan
Okay,
they can deny. Pero at the end of the day, if you're looking at yourself, alam mo na, pumunta naman kami, tumingi talaga ng tulong sa PDP-Laban sa grupo ni Secretary Cusi.
So lahat po sila. Okay, because when you say all, that means all. Okay, so let me move on to this. Very important. Your group endorsed BBM, but there's still a question mark on who the president will endorse and if the president at all will endorse. My question is, why did you go ahead and endorse BBM without that full support yet, or maybe not even, of President Rodrigo Duterte?
Well, kanina binabanggit nga ni Senator Pimentel here sa yung democratic and participatory. So we went through that process. And yung majority decision, pumasok na doon na it's the prudent thing to do is to make an endorsement, and the choice of the endorsement is si Senator Bongbong Marcos. So duman kami sa proseso, we informed everybody that we will be endorsing BBM. In fact, marami na ngang mas nauna na nag-endorso kay former Senator Bongbong Marcos.
Yeah, but I still want to go back to my question. Why go ahead and endorse him without the approval of the president, who is the chairman of your group?
Well, sinasabi ko nga dito, lahat na inform of the process and lahat na sabihan na magkakaroon ng endorsement kay Senator Bongbong Marcos.
Was the president informed, sir?
The president knows of the endorsement. Alam niya po na magkakaroon kami ng endorsement.
Yeah, but was he informed that it's going to be BBM? Kinausap po ba? Nagkaroon po ba ng pag-uusap with the president? I mean, he is the chairman of your group after all.
Nasabihan po namin si Pangulo, pero as to his reaction to that or kung ano po yung kanyang take on the matter, I think it's best that the president will be the one to answer that. Hindi po,
would you be able
to ako.
Would you be at liberty to tell us who told the president and when?
Ano po?
Would you be at liberty, sir, to tell us who actually told the president and when about the BBM endorsement?
It's our the president of the party, Secretary Cusi, who informed the president. Yeah.
Okay. Marami din po nagtatanong ano nangyari. I spoke to Secretary Cusi because when the president said yung kanyang gusto sana ay isang compassionate lawyer to this, may mga lumabas na pangalan, Vice President Leni Robredo and even Dr. Jose Montemayor, looking at the roster of candidates who are actually lawyers. I spoke to Secretary Cusi about this and he clarified na wish list lang daw ng Pangulo ito, ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. But if indeed it was his wish list, sir, explain to us, didn't this matter at all to the choice that the party made?
Well, may mga standard, hindi lang naman yung sa lawyer yung sinabi ni Pangulo. Sabi niya compassionate, tapos meron din siyang sinabi na dapat naging executive, mayor, ganyan. And when he was in Ilocos, he also mentioned pumili kayo sa Ilocano. So those are the things na mga sinabi ng Pangulo. And if you would mind everything, the end of the day, ang sasabihin pa rin ng partido is we are looking at somebody who will be aligned and will endorse the 11-point program na pinopromote yung ng PDP-Laban. At pag inobserbahan naman natin yung behavior, even publicly and privately, ng mga kandidatong presidente, si former Senator Bongbong Marcos is very vocal in saying that he will adopt yung 11-point agenda ng PDP-Laban. Pinablish naman namin yan at in fact, yung iba pang nakakuha ng mga kopya niyan. So nakita namin na ditong kandidatong pinili ng PDP-Laban, siya talaga yung pwedeng makapagtuloy ng legacy na ginawa ng ating Pangulong Duterte.
Will I be able to assume, sir, that there was no objection from the President when Secretary Cusi told him about your choice? Because otherwise, I would surmise that if there was some opposition from the President, you wouldn't be endorsing BBM.
Well, we have to recognize the role of the President. He's the chairman of the party. At the same time, he's also the President of the nation. So there is a balancing of interest in that aspect na titingnan natin. Siyempre, the President, tinitingnan niya ano ba yung role niya sa election na to as the President of the nation. And at the same time, his role as a chairman of the party. So kung ano man yung mga naging detalye ng pag-uusap ni Secretary Cusi at ni Pangulo tungkol sa pag-endorso kay Pangulong sa ating si former Senator Bongbong Marcos, yan po siguro naman in the future will be out in the open at malalaman po nating lahat.
So you're hoping, sir, also that in time the President will be endorsing the BBM as well?
It will be a big addition to the candidacy of BBM and also sa party namin that it will be validation of the action ng buong partido. If you recall, there are lots of resolution na pinasa namin nung nag-convention sa Pampanga. And one of those resolutions is recognizing the role of the President as the chairman of the party in choosing the candidate. So, importante po sa amin yun and we are looking forward to that day na dumating na si Pangulo will say as the chairman of the party, he's also adopting the position of the party.
Very quickly, sir, just on the issue of estate taxes, rather, now that your group has endorsed BBM, will you ask him or urge him to pay what is being demanded by the BIR of 203 billion pesos in unpaid estate taxes?
Well, I think I'm not in a position to do that. I'm sure there are legal complexities na ina-address pa yung grupo nila yan. As a lawyer, I know that yung problema ng collection and enforcement ng mga ganyang decision always takes time kasi marami namang procedures. I'd rather leave it to their lawyers and with the BIR to address that issue.
PDP-Laban Secretary General Melvin Matibag, sir, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, and thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.